Hello, everybody, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Monday, April 30th, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I am Peter Zahut, or Pete for short.
Peter Zahut. Oh, wow, that one's a bit of a stretch, but okay, I got it. I'm tracking.
Yeah, Pete Zahut.
Yeah. It took me a minute. Because Peter's...
It's because I used the long name first.
Sure. Because it would just be Pete Zahut. Okay, yeah, got it. Okay. Damn. Yep. Sorry.
Call me Pete for short.
Pete for short. Got it. I'm sorry. I'm a failure, Nathan.
Yeah, no, I mean no problem.
I'm sorry, Pete. See.
I don't know why people say call me blank for short, because adding for short to the end of something usually makes it longer.
Yeah. Right. Pete for short.
Mm-hmm.
Super long name. So welcome. Please remember, everybody, you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet or clicking on the merchandise link in the description down below. And guess what? There is a brand new shirt available for you today, and that is the
Well, I didn't vote for you.
shirt. Just to let everyone...
Man, I hope we don't get sued by, like, Monty Python or anything.
I mean, maybe for using...
Well, I didn't vote for you.
This all the time, but I mean, I don't know if they can because of how such a small piece of it is. And as for the shirt itself, I mean, we could try to capitalize off
It's a pretty memorable line.
Yeah, but at the same time...
Well, I didn't vote for you.
It's such a small piece, and beyond that, though, like, they could try to make a case in regards to us using that soundbite in the show. I don't think they have any ground for us using that line on a shirt.
I don't know, man. I feel like on a shirt it would make more sense than on the show.
Maybe, but there's also not a picture or anything referencing Monty Python on the shirt.
That's fair.
It's just the words.
Gotcha.
I mean, so anyway, beyond that, you can get the "Well, I Didn't Vote For You" shirt to let the people know that all of the choices on your ballot sucked and were just a bunch of garbage
wear it when
people.
you're protesting.
Yeah, right, exactly. Or just in general, because normally a lot of the choices on your ballot are garbage. You have that shirt.
Your ballot's just garbage.
Yeah, always. You know, just
make your votes and then throw it away into the voting bin.
Into the voting bin is not garbage. Got it.
It's garbage.
In any case, that shirt is available short sleeves, long sleeve, as well as a hoodie. Short and long sleeves are $20 each. Hoodie is $30 each. You can get it in white and black for you angels and demons, Republican red, Democrat yellow, and green for the Green Party, or just because you need an extra color. Maybe you're a huge marijuana advocate and you want to advocate for that green, and you are not voting for the people that want to make marijuana illegal again in the places where it has been legalized. But again, you do have it.
Why would you be? I mean, it's fucking booming.
Yeah, exactly. It's great for everybody and everything, and has very like the downsides and arguments against it are
all cosmetic.
Are just bad. They just don't work. Like the arguments that
I've
heard against.
People get lazy. No, motherfucker, they're already naturally lazy. They're just doing what they want to do.
Also, I know some incredibly productive people that partake. Mm-hmm. So I'm not buying it. But again, you can get that in green.
Oh, of course you're not buying it. You don't even smoke it.
Damn.
It's a pun.
In any case, you can.
Which, I mean, you should really support the industry. Go down to your local cannabis shop, even if you don't smoke. Buy a bunch of their product, and then if you don't smoke, go around passing it out to, like, homeless people.
Or buy, their shirts or their merchandise.
As long as they're not teenagers,
Exactly. Although be aware of your local laws.
Now it's not edgy and cool to smoke marijuana.
Yeah, they don't care anymore.
Now it's like, it's like the first time 420 looked like a national holiday instead of a counterculture thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually a thing now.
It's weird.
It is weird. But again, you can get that in green, blue, red, black, and white. So, if you are interested in that, click on the link down below. So, Pete for short.
Mm-hmm.
How was your weekend, buddy?
My weekend was pretty good. Finished out an entire D&D campaign.
Cool.
So it's the end of my wizard, who was busted as shit. Though he never died. The ending was real weird. And then I started DMing for a bunch of new people, like brand spanking new to the game.
Okay.
And they're enjoying it. Their entire party is extremely edgy, except for the gnome.
Nice.
And they're playing through... we're just playing the basic starter set, right?
Sure.
And so I'm, like, having a little fun playing, like, with my flavor as a DM to some of the characters. Because, like, I tend to play wacky characters. So most of the people in the town seem to be wacky. And they encounter this, like, 50-year-old knight who's hired as a bodyguard. And he's supposed to be a competent individual.
Supposed to be.
I make him have essentially dementia. And he calls the halfling a little girl. And he calls the gnome a little boy who has a weird beard.
Nice. You also were absent from the show on Thursday because you were viewing Avengers Infinity War.
It was so good.
That's so I've heard.
Started strong. Middle was strong. The transitions were strong. The ending was strong. The post-credit scene was kind of whack, but, like, whatever. It's a post-credit scene. There was only one. It's kind of unfortunate.
There's always a stinger on Avenger films.
Right.
Always.
I'm just lucky that
Marvel films.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same thing, really.
Although power to Avengers, because they have broken literally every single movie record, period. Biggest.
Yeah, apparently there's a giant stigma amongst actors who a lot of actors are like, I'm never going to play in a Marvel film.
Why? Why
because
wouldn't
they feel like that's the death of their career. Once they play that in that Marvel film, that's all they're fucking known for.
I mean, maybe, sure, but at the same time, like, you're going to make so much money.
Yeah, that's selling out.
Yeah, Nathan, we will sell out this show if it involves enough money.
That's different.
Is
right?
it? It's still a profession.
We are not actors. We are two dudes bullshitting in a room. Well, two.
But still, like, if you're trying to make it in any industry and someone's like, I will give you millions of dollars to do this, like, with very limited exception, you're going to be like, yes.
Yo,
yes.
It depends, all right? If I'm already comfy enough with a lot of, like, not a lot of money, just enough money to live doing something that I enjoy, if it means, like, I don't have to do corporate meetings, I'll probably not sell out.
Sure.
I can be comfortable being underground, and that's part of being punk, and you wouldn't understand that.
You are absolutely correct. Jennifer the Traveler says that even her dad gave it a 9 out of 10. Her dad is a extremely hard-to-please moviegoer, so that's a pretty impressive score.
I'm giving it an 11.
11 out of 10?
Yeah. 5 out of 7, really. But you know,
Kobe in the chat room says they are all going to retire off of one movie. How dreadful.
I mean, it's there's a difference, right? It's like saying, hey, would you rather have this amazing, higher paying job or be comfortable living doing the job that you enjoy immensely?
I mean, I think it also depends on the contract. If you get wrapped into Robert Downey Jr.'s contract where they own you for like 15 years, yeah. But if it's, a smaller one...
but that's being Iron Man. Like, they have movies planned out forever. If you are a main character, you're done.
So it's okay if it's a character that you like?
It's okay if you're a side character or a character that can die and stay dead. I'm looking at you, Bucky.
Oh, damn. But let's face it, nobody's staying dead. Because it's based off of comic books, and nobody stays dead in comic books.
That's true.
Literally ever.
I know. They even brought back Gwen Stacy.
So, like...
This is bullshit.
Yeah, welcome to comic books. In any case, should we actually talk about some news?
No, it's not this podcast.
No, not this one. Just go on with pop culture for, the next 30 minutes and...
While I finish off this bag of pork rinds.
Perfect. I'm sure that'll make a great podcast. Just
the... as the paprika hits my tongue.
Perfect.
5.
Former George W. Bush ethics lawyer ditches GOP to seek United States Senate in Minnesota as Democrat.
This was submitted by Roses Are Bad to Our Politics.
Yep, so this is, what is his name?
Roses may be bad, but do they really smell like ooh, ooh, ooh?
Maybe. What? You're referencing something and I don't get it.
It's an Outcast song.
Got it. That's why I don't get it. So Richard Painter, who is a longtime Republican, he was also the chief ethics lawyer during George W. Bush's run in the White House. He has been a very, very public and vocal critic of our current president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, and has decided to not only run, but jump ship in the process. He is leaving the grand old party and is joining the Democratic ticket.
Yo, just saying, like, he was a lawyer for George Bush, right? That doesn't have to mean he agrees with George Bush.
No, and I think the other thing
But he was an ethics lawyer, so...
Well, and also, like we've already talked about, when it comes to politics, especially in America, so very often the seats just change, flip-flop colors back and forth.
Not just the seats, right? Not just people flipping from one politic to the other. People just change.
Well,
so like there's that guy who was advocating for the end of pot smoking for the longest while during I think it was like Bush's administration.
Sure.
And then now he's left and he's become a giant advocate for legalization because he now understands. So like people change.
Well, and even beyond that, though, because one, like we've already talked about, is expected to be a very blue 2018 midterm. Of a lot of people are very unhappy with the Republican control of the American government right now, so a lot of the seats are already turning blue. And so if you want to get reliably into a seat, that like being a Democrat and speaking against Donald Trump outside of very select areas is a very good way to get a very large boost in your platform.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, the other, like Andrew in the chat room says he's a double agent. I think instead I don't consider him a double agent. I see him as an opportunist, as somebody who has an agenda, is looking to what is the most efficient way to get my agenda through the quickest with the least amount of opposition. If you if you have a Republican agenda and you think you can pass it through a Democratic a Senate, a Congress that's controlled by Democrats, and you run as a Democrat.
That's why Bernie Sanders ran as a Democrat.
Yeah.
He's fairly independent.
Because it gives you a platform. You're like, if you want to get something done, you need to play the game, and if that means that you need to play the game on the other side of the team, you do it.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely, I agree there.
Kobe says ethics lawyer. What the fuck is that phrase? I realize that sounds hypocritical, but it's more of that there are ethics laws that exist, but law as a whole always has to be interpreted. So.
I agree with Kobe, though. He says Donald gripes about not having enough support now. The next 2 years are going to be funny on that one.
Whew, yeah, they are. They'll be.
And I don't think he'll ever make as many enemies as he will now.
4.
North Korea is shifting its time zone 30 minutes to align with South Korea's.
This was submitted by a very awesome guy to Our World News.
First question. Were they just on their own North Korean time zone that was 30 minutes off of everything else? Aren't
Maybe.
all time zones 1 hour? Single hours?
I think so, but North Korea is, doing what they want.
I guess. But I was just confused. I was like, you shifted it 30 minutes?
No. You don't understand. Everyone in North Korea ran 30 minutes. Faster or slower? It doesn't matter. They're the people in South Korea, because probably faster, because they had to be in the future.
Sure, I suppose. Either way, the discussions between North and South Korea have become very interesting. They're continuing to try to progress towards achieving some actual level of peace, which is weird.
It's amazing, and they just flopped almost overnight.
Like, they're talking about reunification of families. They're already taking
They're
down...
already talking about ditching all of their nuclear fucking weapons.
Well, and they're taking down weapons and propaganda at the borders. The President Moon Jae-in, is that how his last name is?
Moon Jae-in.
From South Korea, he is expected to make a visit to Pyongyang in the next month. They're going
he's already
for it.
crossed the border.
So they're working on completely the demilitarized zone. They're actually demilitarizing it and are trying to turn it into an actual zone of peace, a peace zone, which is interesting. And they're wanting to try to they're making a lot of steps. That I was sitting there at work today, and I was like, it's kind of sad that right this moment I have more hope in the tyrant that is the North Korean dictator that is Kim Jong-un than I do in the current American president. I have more hope that he is going to achieve more than our current president is going to. And that is sad.
I mean, to be fair, he gets to be in that position for a lot longer.
Sure, I suppose. Kobe says, but they're a ticking time bomb. The Kims want to way out so they don't get lynched. This is being the only reason they're considering reunification IMO. sort of. I mean, you could try and look at it that way. They do have nuclear capabilities now, which means they can really start sticking middle fingers up to people if they want to, including the United States of America. Beyond that, over the last 70 years, North and South Korea have tried several times to approach reunification. They had gotten very close back in the early 90s, but the leader of North Korea died, and that kind of ruined all the progress that was happening because Kim Jong-il took over, and he was a crazy bastard. Not saying Kim Jong-un is better, but Kim Jong-il was significantly worse.
Yeah, but he was the illest.
Damn it, Nathan.
It's a pun.
So, like, yeah, he was sick, says Jennifer from the back.
He was, and then he died.
And yeah, then he died. So, I mean, they could be trying to get out of being, persecuted for their acts, but who really knows? Maybe they only know, and they've even talked about actually being willing to denuclearize themselves, but there are requirements that they would want to meet, and they are discussing those with South Korea, and basically the only thing is that the United States has to stop being a fucking dick, which as long as the president is Donald Trump, I don't see that happening. No, Kobe. Kim Jong killed it.
Killed it?
No.
Oh! Kobe! That pun was just Kobe.
Damn it, Nathan.
It's a pun.
I don't need you two going back and forth. I'll just leave.
I mean, I can never beat him in some form of argument because he's right. He's boat right.
It's a pun.
If you don't know, a mutual friend of ours who's in the chat room, his name is Kobe Boatwright. And no, Kobe, not Corelli. I can't even say it. I'm done. We'll move.
3.
After 70 years of...
Nathan is thrilled. Just anything with ill in it.
After over 70 years of independence, India completes electrification of all its villages.
This was submitted by Punter to Our World News.
Yep,
I'm going to pronounce the V with U in regards to Loudpack, who is a musical artist, and they spell it P-V-C-K.
When I first read this, my brain for a moment was thought, so they...
Or would it be Panter instead of Punter?
Maybe.
Whatever.
But when I first looked at this and read this, my brain for just a short moment went, is that how they're handling population control now?
Just didn't give them electric.
No, just electrifying people.
Oh, yes. That's exactly how they do it.
Yeah, exactly. Because considering India has about 1.5 billion people.
So much more efficient to just invest in Soylent grain.
Sure. Either way, so India has been independent for about 70 years, and back in 2015, their leader at the time promised electrification to all of the villages that did not have electricity within 1,000 days. Very ambitious goal, but they achieved it. It took them 988 days. They provided power to over...
Yo, that's under.
Yeah. They provided power to over 16 villages a day, every day for 988 days. And now
that's a lot.
Yeah, now the entire country has power.
What's 16 times 900 and something?
597,463.
That's a lot of villages.
It is.
At what point does your country become too small and all of those villages span to one giant Ravnica city? Next couple years?
I don't know. I was trying to think of a country that might already be in that position, but I couldn't.
Oh God, what is the name of that tiny ass country? Luxembourg.
Sure. Vatican.
Is that a country?
Yes, the Vatican is technically its own country.
I thought that was just part of Rome.
Nope. It is its own country.
Weird.
Yeah, right? You have to go through...
Is Hong Kong its own country?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Hong Kong then.
Yeah, that's another good one. So.
New York? No, I'm kidding.
New York? No, not quite, Nathan. Not quite. The closest
Mexico.
The closest we could get is if we put a whole bunch more people in Rhode Island.
And we just break Rhode Island off.
I mean, Washington, D.C., maybe? It's technically its own little, state.
It's a little different.
It is, but it's the closest we got.
2.
Twitter sold data access to Cambridge Analytica. Yeah, there's extra text in there I'm taking out. All right, there you go, Nathan.
This is submitted by Elon Hubbard to Our World News.
Interesting. Not sure how I feel about that username.
Get it? It's like L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, got it, Nathan.
That guy sucks.
Jesus. So in 2015, Cambridge Analytica purchased a one-time API access to a random
Fucking
sample
name,
of public
actually.
tweets.
I'm kind of really salty that guy has that name
Why?
because I kind of want it.
Oh. So in 2015, Cambridge Analytica did purchase one-time access to a random sample of public tweets from Twitter. This was a 5-month period of tweets from December 2014 to April 2015. So it's basically just a pile of information about a random hunk of tweets in that time frame. There doesn't seem to be anything more nefarious that happened in terms of Twitter data collection and Cambridge Analytica, but Twitter has removed Cambridge Analytica and its affiliates from as advertisers. They are not allowed to advertise on their platform. They are not allowed to purchase API access to their platform anymore.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So Twitter's cleaning up. That's weird because Twitter is often real bad about cleaning up tweets that definitely need to be.
Well, it's not that they're cleaning up. It's just that they are no longer accepting money from Cambridge Analytica or its affiliated entities.
What about things that are similar to it?
I don't know. It did not say.
Spooky.
Chadwick in the chat room says, I feel like Twitter is alive only because of Emperor Trump. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Twitter has problems with his business model anyway, so...
Yeah, I think Twitter is on a dying ship. I'm not gonna lie. I think Chadwick might be right. Not
Maybe.
because his name's Emperor Trump, but because I mean, there's some choice memes on it, but it's all text-based stuff, so you have to be really funny, and a lot of people aren't really funny.
You're right.
1.
I mean, either that or ridiculously stupid.
Sure. Guns banned from NRA event for Pence's safety. Parkland survivors ask, why not for us?
This was submitted by George Jefferson to Our Politics.
So there's an NRA event that the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, is going to be in attendance at. Because of Secret Service's rules, you will not be allowed to have a firearm anywhere near that event. Which, at an NRA event, seems...
That's real weird.
Funny. Especially, and people like to bring up that the NRA constantly talks about and criticizes gun-free zones, safe zones, etc., yet they are hosting one. Now, I will say that, it is the vice president and the secret...
And the actual president.
I don't think the actual president is there, but I mean...
No, I read somewhere that he was planning on showing up.
Okay. But, in any case, so... Secret Service has rules of no firearms allowed, in the area and stuff like that, which... people are real happy to bring up that it's an NRA event that no firearms are allowed to be at. Which, I mean, there is a level of irony available there, but it also doesn't surprise me.
I can understand where their anger is coming from.
I can too, because, yes, the vice president is a very important person, but you argue that other people are not worthy to have the same level of protection.
And it's just such a simple protection.
So, I don't know. It's interesting. What do you think about this entire situation? I mean, obviously the president is on a political level, has a level of weight compared to, Joe Schmo from 3rd Avenue, but they are still human beings. They are still a person. Yet one person is being offered more worth and protection even from the company that is advocating to say that you do not have a right to your protection.
I find the funniest part about it being the fact that they're saying the reason why they can't have guns around him is because there's not enough time to vet everyone in addition to having background checks and everything. And I feel like if they really wanted to, if they have really implemented that shit, then they would have been allowed to have their guns there if they pushed for that kind of legislation.
Sure.
But none of them want to.
Sure.
Because that's more restrictions, even though it's positive restrictions.
Yeah, but I mean, we've had conversations with people that are not interested in anything changing in any way whatsoever when it comes to firearms.
It's like, yo, I don't care if you have your AR-15, all right? What I care about is the
Well, I might care if you have an AR-15 if the people...
the mental capabilities that you are.
Yeah. Like, there needs to be significantly higher levels of proper vetting processes in regards to firearms.
Gun safety.
Yeah. So. In any case, interesting situations abound. Nathan.
I like Kobe's comment. Hold on.
Okay.
Look at me!
I like Kobe's comment. I don't know why they bothered. Criminals will just ignore their parameters after all. Criminals find a way, right?
Yeah, just their argument that they always pose to themselves. Nathan, what'd you care about in the last 72 hours?
Well, it was mostly those D&D games, but on the bus ride back, I witnessed a fist fight on the bus.
Oh?
It was pretty interesting.
Was it against two, like, creepy, smelly people?
No, it was between, like, this really pissed off mother and this, like, random dude that stood in her way too long.
Okay.
And it was like, it wasn't really a fist fight. Like, the guy wasn't really throwing punches at her whatsoever. He was just trying to shove her off while she was, like, going berserk on him.
Sure.
But, like, that's pretty cool.
Sure. Glad you enjoyed it. Anything else?
I had to run home, but... no, I think I'm gonna go
Did you have to
bowling,
run
though.
home because you were, like, staring at the fight happening? Is that what it is?
No, because they got to my stop late because of it.
Well, I'm glad you made it, sir.
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool.
Said you're going to go bowling later?
Yeah, I think I might go bowling for a couple frames.
Cool. A couple frames? Like, literally, like, 3 and then leave?
No, like 4.
Like,
Actually, technically, a couple is 2, so no.
so you're not even going to finish out an actual, like, round of bowling?
No, I'm gonna bowl 2 frames. My my arm is gonna go completely dead, and then I'm gonna go home.
All right. Megan Moody joined the chat room. We like Megan. She's awesome. She's an incredible person.
Do I like Megan?
Yes, absolutely. Everybody likes Megan. And if you don't like Megan, then I question your judgment. Today I learned that although Nazi Germany sterilized and murdered 73 to 100% of all schizophrenics in Germany, so around 250,000 people, there were no long-term effects on the subsequent rates of schizophrenia in Germany. In fact, post-World War II rates were unexpectedly high.
Damn, that was submitted by Diagoras1 to our Today Learned.
It's like, you know, if you're trying to purge out what is essentially a mutation of the human mind, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Is schizophrenia even hereditary?
I think most of those kinds of things are partially hereditary. Like, because of your genetics, some people can be more prone to it.
Sure.
But with something like that, like schizophrenia, almost everyone can get it.
Sure, it's kind of a thing that, like, it either happens or it doesn't. Roll the dice.
Yeah.
Sure.
As with most mind-breaking disorders. I guess not most. Like, dementia is not really... that's more of a genetic thing. But, like, I don't know.
Damn, Kobe. Damn. Kobe says it's... No, the one before that.
Oh, I don't see it.
He said it's like genocide is retarded or something.
Oh.
That's
I'm only saying
insensitive,
half
sir.
of these comments, but fuck, that's spicy.
It
That's
is spicy.
spicier than those goddamn pork rinds.
I don't believe they're that spicy, though, so...
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. I have to let them sit in my mouth and mush around for a bit to actually get some flavor out of them, but whatever.
That's unfortunate. So, yeah, just another reminder, Nazis are bad, in case you needed that. Just
Nazis are real bad, especially like the guy who tried to fuck around with a bunch of twins. That guy was fucked up.
Yeah. In any case, are you ready to get out of here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm going to go bowl some frames.
Cool. All right, one quick reminder, everybody, that you can get our I Didn't Vote For You shirt.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Available in white, black, Republican, red, Democrat, blue, and the beautiful green, whether it's for Green Party or
The
for
Green Party!
or for marijuana support, or just
No,
because you
not
like
Jill
the color
Stein.
green.
Like, she's kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of way over Jill Stein. I
Most
just
people
her,
are.
her shit I agreed with more at the time.
Well, and also there's that whole thing of that she is no longer cooperating with the Russian investigation, which doesn't look good for you.
Yeah,
so
that was a bad move on her part. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Jill Stein.
like it's one of those things of like that just makes you look even more suspicious. But whatever. Otherwise, if you don't need a shirt and you just like to support us anyway, patreon.com/dailyinternet. If you can spare 1 cup of coffee a month, please send it our way. Also, you can help support the show in so many other ways. Follow and share the show on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all of which are at iReaditCast. 5-star reviews on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play help other people find the show. And send us anything you would like us to talk about, feedback, news stories, or otherwise, to our email inbox, which is iReadit@mjolnir.media, or to our subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/iReaditCast.
Schizophrenia is hereditary, people say.
Cool. All right. That's it, everybody. That is your 465th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Pizza Hut.
And please remember, everybody,
Well, I didn't vote for you.
have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.